Hello everyone, myself Chethan GA, MSc in Computer Science at Manasa Gangotri, University of Mysore. Today we will discuss about transmission medium and their types and mainly concentrating on unguided transmission mediums. Let's start the presentation. What is transmission medium? A transmission medium is a pathway that carries the information from sender to receiver. We use different types of cables or waves to transmit data from one to another. If a sender wants to send an information to a receiver, it can be transmitted by some mediums. These mediums are known as transmission mediums. An electrical signal is in the form of a current. An electromagnetic signals is a series of electromagnetic energy pulses at various frequency. These signals can be transmitted through copper wires, optical fibers, atmosphere, water, and vacuum. Different media have different properties like bandwidth, delay, cost, and easy of installation and maintenance. Transmission media is also called as communication channel. Let's see the types of transmission media. Transmission media has two types. One is guided media and another one is unguided media. In guided media, it contains three types. First one is twisted pair cable, second one coaxial cable, and third one is fiber optic cable. In unguided media, it is also contains three types. First one is radio waves, second one is microwave, and third one is infrared wave. Let's see what is guided media as well as what is unguided media. A guided media, it is also referred as to wired or bounded transmission media. Signals being transmitted are directed and confined in a narrow pathway by using physical links. Let's see some of the features of guided media. A guided media is high speed. The speed of transmission is high, secure, used for comparatively shorter distance. What is unguided media? It is also referred to as wireless or unbounded transmission media. No physical medium is required for the transmission of the electromagnetic signals. Let's see some of the features of unguided media. The signal is broadcasted through air, less secure, used for larger distances. Unguided media. Unguided media is also called as wireless media. Let's see some of the types of unguided media. Radio waves, microwaves, and infrared waves. Unguided media, wireless media. An unguided transmission transmits the electromagnetic waves without using any physical medium. Therefore, it is also known as wireless transmission. In unguided media, air is the media through which the electromagnetic energy can flow easily. It is also referred to as wireless or unbounded transmission media. No physical medium is required for the transmission of the electromagnetic signal or the transmission of the data. Electromagnetic spectrum for wireless communication. This figures shows the electromagnetic spectrum for wireless communication. Propagation modes or propagation methods. Unguided signal travel from the source to destination in several ways. It is known as propagation. There are three types of propagations are there. First one is ground propagation, second one is sky propagation, and third one is line of sight propagation. Let's see one by one. Ground propagation, it will below 2 megahertz. Sky propagation is 2 to 30 megahertz, and the line of sight propagation is above the 30 megahertz. First one is ground propagation. In the ground propagation, the electromagnetic waves is propagated close to the atmosphere, that is between ionosphere and the earth surface. These electromagnetic waves are the waves that is transmitted in all direction, and the wave follows the curvature of the earth, as you can see in the image. This image will shows the ground propagation. The distance traveled by the electromagnetic wave in the ground propagation depends on the power of the propagated signal. More is power in signal, longer the distance it travels. Ground propagation is used for the long range radio. The second one is sky propagation. In sky propagation, the electromagnetic wave with a higher frequency is radiated up in the ionosphere from the source transmitter antenna, which gets reflected back to the Earth surface. In sky wave propagation, the electromagnetic wave travels a longer distance and it can be received thousands of kilometers away from the transmitter. This image shows the sky propagation. Sky propagation is uses AM radio, citizen band, ship or aircraft communication. Line of sight propagation. In the line of sight propagation, the electromagnetic wave with very high frequency is transmitted in the straight line direction from the transmitter antenna to the receiver antenna. This figure shows the line of sight propagation. Uses TV, cellular phones, radar, and satellite. Let's come to the main topic of our presentation, unguided media. Wireless transmission. It contains three types: radio wave, microwave, and infrared wave. Let's see one by one. First one is radio wave. Radio waves are electromagnetic waves that are transmitted in all the direction of free space. Radio waves are omnidirectional. That is, the signals are propagated in all the directions. The range in frequency of the radio waves is from 3 kHz to 1 GHz. In the case of radio waves, the sending and receiving antenna are not aligned. That is, the wave sent by the sending antenna can be received by any receiving antenna. An example of the radio wave is FM radio. Radio wave. Omnidirectional antenna. Frequencies between 3 kHz and 1 GHz are used for multicast communications such as radio and television and paging system. Let's see some of the applications of radio waves. A radio wave is useful for multicasting when there is one sender and many receivers. And FM radio, television, cordless phones are the best examples of a radio wave. Therefore, of omnidirectional characteristics, radio waves are used for multicasting, one sender and many receiver. Advantages and disadvantages of radio transmission. Advantages of radio transmission. Radio transmission is mainly used for wide area networks and mobile cellular phones. Radio waves covers a large area and they can penetrate the walls. Radio transmission provides a higher transmission rate. Let's see some of the disadvantages of radio transmission. We cannot isolate communication to just outside or inside of a building. A disadvantage for radio wave is that it has a low frequency, so it cannot transmit or send a lots of data at one time. Note: radio waves are used for multicast communication such as radio and television. They can penetrate through walls. Use omnidirectional antennas. Microwaves. Electromagnetic waves above 100 MHz tend to travel in a straight line and signals over them can be sent by beaming those waves towards one particular station. Because microwaves travels in a straight line, both sender and receiver must be aligned to be strictly in line of sight. Microwaves can have wavelength ranging from 1 mm to 1 meter and frequency ranging from 300 MHz to 300 GHz. Propagation is line of sight. Repeaters are used for long distance communication. Microwave antennas concentrate the waves, making a beam of it. As shown in the picture above, multiple antennas can be aligned to reach further. Microwaves have higher frequencies and do not penetrate wall-like obstacles. Microwave transmission depends highly upon the weather conditions and the frequency it is using. Microwave are of two types: terrestrial microwave and satellite microwave communication. Let's see one by one. Terrestrial microwave transmission. Terrestrial microwave transmission is a technology that transmits the focused beam of a radio signal from one ground based microwave transmission antenna to another ground based microwave transmission antenna. Microwaves are the electromagnetic waves having the frequency in the range from 1 GHz to 1000 GHz. Microwaves are unidirectional as the sending and receiving antennas is to be aligned. That is, the waves sent by the sending antenna are narrowly focused. In this case, antennas are mounted on the towers to send a beam to another antenna which is kilometer away. It works on the line of sight transmission, that is, the antennas mounted on the towers are the direct sight of each other. Let's see some of the characteristics of microwave. Frequency range. The frequency range of terrestrial microwave is from 4 to 6 GHz to 21 to 23 GHz. Bandwidth. It supports the bandwidth from 1 to 10 Mbps. Short distance. It is inexpensive for short distance. Long distance. It is expensive as it requires a higher tower for a longer distance. Attenuation. Attenuation means loss of signal. It is affected by environmental conditions and antenna size. Advantages of microwave. Microwave transmission is cheaper than using cables. It is free from land acquisition as it does not require any land for the installation of cables. Microwave transmission provides an easy communication in terrains as the installation of the cable in terrain is quite a difficult task. Communication over ocean can be achieved by using microwave transmission. Disadvantages of microwave transmission. Eavesdropping. An eavesdropping creates insecure communication. Any malicious user can catch the signal in the air by using its own antenna. Out of phase signal. A signal can be moved out of phase by microwave transmission. Susceptible to weather condition. A microwave transmission is susceptible to weather condition. This means that any environmental changes such as rain, wind can distort the signal. Bandwidth limited. Allocation of bandwidth is limited in the case of microwave transmission. The second one is satellite microwave communication. The satellite accepts the signal that is transmitted from the earth station and it will amplify that signal, and the amplified signal will be retransmitted to the another earth station. Satellite communication is more reliable nowadays as it offers more flexibility than cable and fiber optic systems. We can communicate with any point on the globe by using satellite communication. Let's see how does a satellite will works. The satellite accepts the signal that is transmitted from the earth station and it amplifies the signal. The amplified signals is retransmitted to the another earth stations. Advantages of satellite microwave communication. The coverage area of a satellite microwave is more than the terrestrial microwave. The transmission cost of the satellite is independent of the distance from the center of the coverage area. Satellite communication is used in mobile and wireless communication applications. It is easy to install. It is used in a wide variety of applications such as weather forecasting, radio, TV signal broadcasting, mobile communication, etc. Disadvantages of satellite microwave communication. Satellite designing and development requires more time and higher cost. The satellite needs to be monitored and controlled on regular periods so that it remains in orbit. The life of the satellite is about 12 to 15 years. Due to this reason, another launch of the satellite has to be planned before it becomes non-functional. The types of unidirectional antenna: one, dish antenna, and second one, horn antenna. Microwave needs unidirectional antennas that sends out signals in one direction. Dish antenna. Based on geometry of parabola, dish antenna works like a funnel, catching a wide range of waves and directing them towards a common point. Second one is horn antenna. This looks like giant scoop. Received signals are colored by scoop shape of horn and are then deflected down into the stem. It is used for unicast communication, that is one-to-one communication will be established. Examples are cellular phones, satellite networks, and wireless LANs. Note: microwave are used for unicast communication such as cellular telephones and wireless LANs. Higher frequency ranges cannot penetrate the walls. Use directional antennas, point-to-point line of sight communication. Infrared waves. An infrared transmission is a wireless technology used for communication over short ranges. The frequency of the infrared in the range from 300 GHz to 430 THz. It is used for short range communication such as data transfer between two cell phones, TV remote operations, data transfer between a computer and cell phones resides in the same closed area. Infrared travels in a straight line, hence it is directional by nature. Because of high frequency range, infrared cannot cross wall-like obstacles. Let's see some of the characteristics of infrared. It supports high bandwidth and hence the data rate will be very high. Infrared waves cannot penetrate the walls. Therefore, the infrared communication in one room cannot be interrupted by the nearby rooms. And infrared communication provides a better security with minimum interference. Infrared communication is unreliable outside the building because the sun rays will interfere with the infrared waves. Best example is TV remote operation. Infrared Data Association IRDA has established standards for using these signals between devices such as PCs, printers, etc. Thank you.